My dear friends, my beloved brothers and sisters in the Lord, I want to ask you a question today, a question I have been asking myself for over 30 years as I have studied the Word of God and the ancient wisdom of our faith. Are you ready to receive the truth today? I said, are you ready to receive? Because what I'm about to share with you is not just another sermon, not just another teaching. It is a revelation that has the power to change your financial destiny forever. I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to type in the comments section these words: I am ready to receive. Type it right now as you are listening to my voice. I am ready to receive. In the spiritual realm, when you declare your readiness, you are opening a channel. You are telling heaven that you are prepared to receive what God has prepared for you since before the foundation of the world. Now let me ask you another question. How many of you here today or watching online are working so hard but still struggling? You wake up every morning with a heavy weight on your chest. You check your bank account and your heart sinks because the numbers never seem to move in the right direction. You work long hours. You give up time with your family. You do everything the world tells you to do. Yet at the end of the month, there is more month left than money. You watch other people who seem less talented than you, less hardworking than you, somehow thriving while you are stuck. Let me tell you something today. I know exactly what you are going through because I have been there. I was 23 years old. I had finished my rabbinical studies. I could quote the Talmud from memory. I could debate the finest points of Jewish law, but I could not pay my rent. I was brilliant on paper, but I was completely broke. I remember sitting in my grandfather's study one evening. He was one of the wealthiest men in our community, and he built everything from nothing. He had nothing when he arrived in a country that did not even want him there. But he became a giant. And I finally found the courage to ask him. I said, "Grandfather, I do not understand. I have studied everything. I follow the commandments. I pray 3 times a day. Why is money running from me?" He looked at me for a long time without saying anything. Then he opened an old text and pointed to a passage. He said, "Read this and do not stop reading until you truly understand what it means." That night changed everything for me. Within 6 months of understanding and applying what I learned, my financial situation transformed completely. I went from borrowing money for groceries to earning more income in a single month than I had made in the entire previous year. And today, I am going to share that same secret with you. But before I go further, let me tell you something. What I am about to share has been kept hidden for centuries. The ancient rabbis debated whether this should ever be taught publicly. They kept it within close circles for generations. But I believe the world needs this right now more than ever. With inflation rising, with the cost of living crushing families everywhere, with global uncertainty reaching levels we have not seen in a long time, this truth is essential. If you are being blessed by this message, please hit that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. Every single week I share ancient wisdom that most will not teach publicly. Teachings from the Talmud, the Kabbalah, the Zohar. teachings that were kept behind closed doors for centuries. Don't miss out. Subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Now, let me tell you the number one sin that is blocking your money. I know what you are thinking. You think it is murder. You think it is theft. You think it is idolatry. But no, my friends, the most dangerous sin, the one sin that blocks all your money, every single blessing that was meant for you, is a sin so common that you are probably committing it right now without even realizing it. Do you want to know what it is? It is envy. In Hebrew, we call it kinah. And I know what you are thinking right now. That's it. Envy. I came here for something deeper than that. But that reaction, that dismissal, is exactly why this sin is so damaging. It hides in plain sight. It disguises itself as motivation, as ambition, as healthy competition. But the Torah is absolutely clear about this. It says, envy, lust, and the pursuit of honor remove a person from the world. Not diminish, not reduce, remove. Completely pull someone out of the flow of life itself. Let me explain the spiritual mechanism here, because this is so important. In Kabbalistic thought, every person is born with a specific spiritual vessel. This vessel has a precise size, shape, and capacity. It is designed to receive a specific type and amount of blessing. Your vessel is unique to you. It was crafted before you were born. When you envy someone else, you are spiritually trying to claim their vessel instead of your own. But their vessel does not fit you. It was not made for you. So what happens? You leave your own vessel, the one that was perfectly designed to receive your blessings, and you chase one that will never work for you. Meanwhile, your vessel sits empty because you walked away from it. This is why envious people always feel empty, no matter how much they gain. They could win the lottery and still feel poor. They could build an empire and still feel inadequate because they abandoned their own vessel, their own divine assignment. Listen to me carefully. The Talmud teaches in Tractate Sota that envy literally rots the bones. It does not just affect your spirit, it affects your body, your mind, your relationships, and yes, your finances. When you look at another person's success and you feel that burning in your chest, that tightness in your stomach, that voice that whispers, "Why them and not me?" you are sending a signal to the Creator. You are saying, "What you have given me is not enough." You are saying your distribution is unfair. You are saying, "I reject my portion." And the moment you reject your portion, the channels close. Not partly, completely. Most people will live their entire lives committing this sin every single day. And they will never understand why money runs from them, why opportunities vanish, why they work harder than everyone else and still end up with nothing. Now let me tell you why ordinary methods fail. First, people try to work harder. They take second jobs. They hustle around the clock. They grind until their bodies break down. But there is an old teaching that says a person's income is set from year to year. The amount is decided spiritually. Working harder does not change the decree. It only changes how exhausted you are when you receive what was already coming. Second, people try to save their way to wealth. They cut every expense. They live in deprivation. They squeeze every penny until it screams. But saving from a place of fear is not wisdom. It is anxiety. And anxiety is a spiritual signal that pushes away abundance. Third, people chase get-rich-quick schemes. Crypto, day trading, gambling, lottery tickets, they want the shortcut. But there is no shortcut to lasting wealth. Every family that has built generational prosperity did it through principles, not tricks. I have spent over 30 years studying the Torah, the Talmud, the Kabbalah, and the hidden financial teachings that the ancient rabbis passed down only to their closest students. My family has been in rabbinical study for 5 generations, and I am telling you today, the ancient rabbis did not guess at these laws, they discovered them. They tested them across generations. They wrote them down, and they passed them down with great precision. I am simply the messenger, and today I am going to deliver that message directly to you. Now I want to share with you a powerful practice that will remove this sin from your life for good. But before I do, I need to tell you about the transformations I have witnessed when people remove this sin from their lives. I have seen single mothers go from welfare to owning rental properties within 18 months. I have seen men in their 60s who thought their financial life was over suddenly receive opportunities they never imagined possible. I have seen young entrepreneurs whose businesses were dying experience complete turnarounds within weeks. Every single one of them followed the exact method I am about to teach you. Now, if this message is speaking to you, please share this video with someone you love who is struggling financially right now. They need to hear this. The world is going through a difficult time. Families are suffering, and this ancient wisdom can be their lifeline. Share this with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Hit the share button right now and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any of these powerful teachings that I am sharing every single week. Let me give you the exact method to remove this sin and reopen the channels of abundance in your life. This is not casual advice. This is a serious spiritual practice that I have taught privately for decades, and I am sharing it publicly for the first time because of what is happening in the world right now. You will need 4 things. The first is a mirror. In Kabbalistic tradition, the mirror represents self-reflection and truth. The ancient rabbis taught that a person cannot fix what they cannot see. The mirror forces you to face yourself honestly. It strips away the masks you wear for the world and shows you who you truly are at this moment. When you look in the mirror during this practice, you are not looking at your face, you are looking at your soul. The second thing you need is a glass of water. Water in Jewish mysticism represents the flow of divine blessing. Water is the most receptive substance in creation. It takes the shape of whatever holds it. It absorbs energy, intention, and prayer. The water you use should be clean, room temperature, and placed in a clear glass, not plastic, not metal. clear glass because transparency matters in spiritual work. The third thing you need is a small piece of paper and a pen. You are going to write something specific on this paper, and I will tell you exactly what in a moment. The act of writing in Jewish tradition is sacred. When a scribe writes a Torah scroll, every letter carries divine energy. When you write your intention with focus and clarity, you are engaging the same principle on a smaller scale. The fourth thing you need is a candle. Fire in Kabbalah represents the divine spark, the light of creation. The flame of a candle is one of the most powerful spiritual tools available to you. It turns physical matter into light and heat, which is exactly what this practice does with envy. It transforms a destructive spiritual force into usable, positive energy. Now, here is the exact procedure. Step 1. Stand in front of the mirror first thing in the morning. Look directly into your own eyes. Do not look away. Do not smile. Do not frown. Simply look for 60 seconds. Do nothing but look into your own eyes. This is harder than it sounds, but most people cannot do it for more than 10 seconds without feeling uncomfortable. That discomfort is the sin surfacing. Let it surface. Do not fight it. Step 2. While looking into your own eyes, speak out loud every instance of envy you can identify in your life right now. Say it plainly. I envy this person because of their house. I envy that person because of their business. I envy my brother because of his marriage. I envy my neighbor because of her car. Do not hold back. Do not judge yourself. Just name them, every single one. The Talmud teaches that naming a spiritual force weakens its hold over you. You cannot defeat an enemy you refuse to. Acknowledge. Step 3. Light the candle and place it beside the mirror. The flame represents the divine light that burns away impurity. As the candle burns, take the piece of paper and write these exact words. Write, I release all envy from my heart. I accept my portion with joy. I bless everyone who has what I desire. I trust the Creator's timing and distribution. Then sign your name and write today's date. Step 4. Hold the paper over the glass of water. Read the words out loud 3 times. 3 is significant in Jewish tradition. The priestly blessing is 3 verses. The patriarchs were 3. The temple had 3 sections. Repeating something 3 times anchors spiritual intention into reality. After reading 3 times, fold the paper and place it under the glass of water. Let the water sit on top of your written intention. Now here is the most important step, and this is where most people fail. You must drink the water, all of it, in one continuous motion. If possible, as you drink, picture the water washing through your entire body, dissolving every trace of envy, every bit of resentment, every atom of comparison. See it flowing through your veins, through your organs, through your mind, cleansing everything. The ancient rabbis taught that water blessed with intention becomes a vessel of transformation. You are literally taking in your commitment to release envy. Step 6, take the paper from under the glass and burn it in the candle flame. Let it burn completely. As it burns, say these words: I return this burden to the fire. I am free. What was blocking me is now transformed into light. Watch the paper turn to ash. That ash represents the death of envy's grip on your financial life. Step 7, blow out the candle with one strong breath. That breath represents your new beginning. The Talmud teaches that God breathed life into Adam with a single breath. You are symbolically receiving a new breath, a new beginning for your financial life. Now here is what to expect. Within the first 24 hours, you will notice a shift in how you feel. It is subtle but real. You will see someone's success on social media or in real life, and instead of that familiar burn in your chest, you will feel nothing. Or better yet, you will feel genuine happiness for them. That shift, that small internal change, is the sign that the channels are reopening. Within 3 to 7 days, you will begin to notice real signs. An unexpected check in the mail, a phone call about an opportunity you did not chase, a business idea that arrives fully formed in your mind during prayer, a debt that suddenly gets resolved. These are not coincidences. These are the first fruits of an unblocked spiritual channel. Within 30 days, if you repeat this practice every morning, your financial life will look fundamentally different. Not because magic fell from the sky, but because you removed the one obstacle that was keeping what was already yours from reaching you. Now I must give you some important warnings. First, do not perform this practice with the intention of getting a specific amount of money. The moment you attach a number to this, you are limiting the Creator. The Talmud teaches that God's blessings often come in forms we do not expect and in amounts that exceed what we dare to imagine. Set your intention to remove envy and open your channels. Let the Creator decide what flows through. I once ignored this warning myself. Early in my practice, I performed a similar ritual, but I was fixated on a specific business deal. I wanted it so badly that I tried to force the outcome. Not only did the deal fall through, but 3 other opportunities I did not even know about also disappeared. It took me months to recover. My grandfather had to sit me down again and remind me that trying to control the Creator's blessings is itself a form of arrogance, which is a cousin of envy. Second, never perform this practice and then immediately go speak badly about someone else's success. Evil speech will undo everything you just built in seconds. The Talmud teaches that evil speech harms 3 people: the one who speaks it, the one who listens to it, and the one spoken about. If you burn the paper and release envy, but then call your friend to gossip about how someone else does not deserve their success, you have just rebuilt the wall thicker than before. Third, do this practice for a minimum of 7 straight days without a break. 7 is the number of completion in the Torah. God created the world in 7 days. The week has 7 days. The sabbatical cycle is 7 years. If you miss a day, start over from day one. This is not punishment, this is spiritual structure. It requires 7 unbroken pillars to hold. Now, let me share a deeper teaching with you, something that ties everything I have said into a single, unified understanding. The Zohar, the central text of Kabbalah, teaches that every soul comes into this world with a specific tikkun, a specific correction it must make. For many people, especially those who struggled financially their entire lives, the tikkun is directly tied to envy. Their soul came here specifically to master the ability to rejoice in another person's blessing without any loss to their own joy. When you master this, when you can genuinely celebrate someone else's success as if it were your own, you have not only corrected your soul, you have unlocked a level of abundance that most people cannot even imagine. I drifted from these practices once, about 15 years ago. I was going through a hard period personally. My marriage was strained, my health was declining, and I stopped doing the daily work. Within 3 months, my income dropped by nearly 60%. Opportunities that had been flowing freely suddenly dried up. Students who had been coming to me for years stopped calling. It was as if someone had turned off a faucet. When I returned to the practice, when I sat in front of that mirror again and did the honest work of facing my envy, everything began to flow again. Not overnight, but steadily, consistently, and powerfully. My beloved friends, knowing is not enough. You have to act. The people I have seen transform their financial lives were not smarter than you. They were not more connected. They were not luckier. They simply trusted the ancient wisdom and followed the instructions exactly as I have given them to you today. Right now, today, in the current state of the world, with economies shaking and markets unstable and families struggling to keep up with rising costs on everything from food to housing, these principles are not just helpful, they are essential. The Federal Reserve, central banks, governments, none of them can control the spiritual economy. None of them can decree your portion. Only the Creator does that. And when you align with His laws, when you remove the blockages that you yourself have created through envy, you become untouchable by economic circumstance. When everything around you is chaos, these principles are your anchor. I want to tell you something else. The world tells you that money is purely physical, that it is just numbers in an account, paper in a wallet, digits on a screen. That is one of the biggest lies in modern civilization. The Jewish people understood 3,000 years ago that money is spiritual energy first and physical matter second. Every coin that enters your life or leaves your life is governed by spiritual law. And this sin I have revealed to you today is the one that cuts off that spiritual flow completely. The ancient rabbis codified this understanding into specific, actionable practices. They did not just theorize about it. They created systems, rituals, prayers, and behavioral codes designed to keep the channels of abundance permanently open. Now, I have put everything I have learned over 30 years into a complete collection. 3 complete books with all the rituals, prayers, and ancient principles that wealthy families have protected for generations. This isn't just a video. This is the beginning. If you want the complete system, the link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. These 3 books contain everything: the rituals, the prayers, the mindset shifts, the daily practices, the complete system. The link is waiting for you in the description. Every day you wait is another day stuck in the same patterns. The messages I am receiving from those who have already downloaded the collection are incredible. People paying off debt, attracting unexpected money, finally breaking the cycle of poverty. This is not theory. This is practical, proven wisdom with thousands of years of evidence behind it. Let me bring everything together for you now. First, envy is the number one sin that blocks your financial channels, and most people commit it daily without awareness. Second, your abundance is determined spiritually before it shows up physically, and envy is the act of rejecting your divine portion. Third, the 7-day mirror practice